Welcome to Central Valley Wedding and Special Events. I'm Shara Roderick, and I have Jaime Dillmore here with me. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank
you.
Jaime
Dillmore. It's so great to have you,
Thank
you play such an important role in people's special events. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, when my brides come and speak with me, the thing I like to tell them is you have one tangible thing that you take away from your wedding. This is it. The photography is the only thing that you walk, your husband or your wife, obviously.
And
there's that, but the album and your photos, they're the one thing that you can take away where you can look back on them and have those memories just come flooding back to you. So I think it's vital. It is my business. So I'm kind of, I kind of have a big heart for it, but it is the one thing. The dress is put in a box and it's put away, and the cake is eaten, and the flowers die, and the makeup is washed off that night. So the only thing you have is to go back and look at that so that you can see and remember all the work that you put into it and everything that you find that you might not have seen that day that you can go back and look at. Even the stuffed mushrooms. Look at the display of the stuffed mushrooms. They were so pretty. I don't remember seeing those. Family members that come into town, especially with bigger weddings. You have so many people there.
People that you might not see.
You might not even remember
often.
them being there, but you can go back and go, oh, I didn't even know they came. I'm so glad that they were there. And those kind of moments that when you go back and you look at it and it tells the story of the day, that's what you want to remember,
Absolutely. I think it's one of the most significant parts of a special event. And we were just saying before we started filming, you put all of this time into planning it, years, months, and then it's over.
It's over.
Like that.
Yep.
So it's so incredible that you provide that for people, that they can hold on to those.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about how you got into wedding photography? Because I think it's such a great story.
Yeah, I've been in photography for about 15 years.
Okay.
I started with children's portraits and families. Loved doing that. But babies and kids grow up, and my families generally stay with me through their lives. And one thing led to another, and one reference led to another reference, and they said, we have to have you do it. You're the only person that's taken our pictures, and so here I am. And I've only ever worked off of referrals. This is the first interview or marketing I've really ever done for wedding photography, but I have fallen head over heels in love with wedding photography. The day, the anticipation, the lights. I love playing with light. So it's very rare that I get to play with light when I'm doing family portraits.
Right.
So when you get to that reception and you can play and you can try new things. So I have really fallen in love with wedding photography.
I can tell you're very passionate about it. Do you have a favorite moment in a wedding to capture?
Yeah. This for me, and I don't know that you'll hear this often. A lot of times it's the first look.
Sure.
Or mine, it's the moment after. The moment after the kiss. The moment after I say something funny or tell them to make a funny face, and they look at each other and they make a funny face, but then there's this magical half a second after that where they're looking at each other and you get this raw emotion and this smile that it just melts your heart. But it's it's always the right after the significant moment. The first dance, it's right after this first dance when they're walking off and they're looking at each other like, oh, we did it. And right after the ceremony when they're excited and they're looking at each other like, wow, we're here, we've done it. That it's a magical, I call it the right after moment.
That makes sense, because you're going right from something that would be more of a staged moment, I guess you could say, and you're capturing that genuine emotion.
Yeah, it's never the kiss. When you have the first kiss, their faces are all smushed together, their noses are all smushed.
It's sort of awkward.
Right.
Everyone's
but
staring.
Then there's this magical moment right when they're pulling away and they look at each other and. Look, I get goosies every time.
You're giving me goosebumps.
It's magical every time, and it's always right after. So I call it the right after moment.
I love that. And I can tell that you get so close with your clients as well. I mean, just working off referral only is incredible.
Oh, well, yeah.
So you're proving yourself, obviously. You're doing great work for them, and they're loving it.
I love my clients. I love them. They become family. They become friends. I love my clients. Love them. So
that's so neat. And we were talking a little bit about how when you are at a wedding, you don't want the focus necessarily to be on you. You want them enjoying that moment and have them not even really remember you were there.
Yes, yes.
Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, you hear people talk about, the photographer was everywhere and all you could hear was the snapping and they were
Right.
bossy or they pushed me around. I don't want your memory of your wedding to even have me be a spark. Like,
Yeah.
I want you to look at the pictures and remember, oh my gosh, we had so much fun with her, but I want the day to be about them and the family. Another thing I tell my brides, it's the one time in your life where the two of you can stand in a room and stand at the back of that room and look around, and every single person that's there is there because they love you.
Yeah.
It's the only time in your life that really happens. So it's such an emotional day and an emotional moment and an emotional, journey that you guys have gone on together. So I don't want the photographer to be what you're thinking about. I just want to
Right.
kind of fade into the background, and the less you know I'm there, generally the better the pictures become. So.
That makes sense. All makes sense. Now, it sounds like you stay pretty busy. How far in advance do people need to get in touch with you?
I only do between 6 and 9 weddings a year.
Okay.
So if they want
So
to
those are
use me,
coveted spots.
well, yeah, if somebody would like me to photograph, again, I really do fall in love with my family. So I like to form a relationship with them. So for me, 6 to 9 months is generally safe because I don't really market.
Right.
So it's safe to say 6 to 9 months. But if something comes up and a photographer flakes out on you, please call me. If I've got something, I will be glad to help out.
Wonderful.
So.
And I know you have an Instagram page, so
Yes.
people can go on there and see your photography style.
Yes, yes.
Are there any other resources you'd recommend?
I have Facebook, I have Instagram, I have a
Okay.
Twitter account, if they Google
All the social media.
Yes, if they Google Dillmore
Okay.
portraits, I come up. So
Wonderful.
Yeah, thank you.
And if you missed any of that, you can contact us here at Central Valley Talk, and we'll tell you how to get in touch with Jaime. Thank you so much
Thank
for joining
you.
me today. It was a
Thank you.
pleasure having
Nice
you.
to meet you. Thank you very much.